Well, as far as the 2-0 start, I couldn't be more excited about it. Obviously, we had a slow start on that first one against Brevard, and did a little better out of the blocks coming up against Anderson. I think the thing that I'm most proud of is the progress we made from game 1 to game 2 defensively. That is going to be our bread and butter. That's what we're going to have to draw from as far as even getting points on the board. We're going to have to draw from our defense a little bit. So I'm really excited to see that progress so quickly in the turnaround with being able to watch film, finally going against another opponent, and two really good opponents. Even though they were Division II opponents, they were really good opponents. So going up into Bethune-Cookman here this week, we really are focusing on trying to continue to improve upon that defensively, and start to really hold teams down, especially from the three-point line. That's really important to us. That's been a focus. And then we've got to start limiting our turnovers a little bit more. We want to push, but I don't necessarily want to push at all costs. And right now, we're pushing, and at the back end of it is a turnover waiting for us. So we've got to focus a little bit more on the push-pull situation, when to push, when to pull back, when it's time to go ahead and get points on the other end, and when it's time to run offense. So that'll be a little bit more of our focus this week. We hadn't focused a lot on offense, but as far as that's concerned, we can't have 26 turnovers in a game. So that's big for us, especially coming up against Bethune-Cookman. Last year, they really pressured the team. I watched some of that film. They got up in them a little bit defensively, and they pushed offensively. So for us, our defensive transition has got to be really big. I don't think I have to motivate the girls for it. They've been talking about it since they saw it on the schedule. They're ready for a little revenge. I think Bethune-Cookman came out pretty strong initially to start the game and got them down pretty good by halftime. And actually, Weston won the second half of the game when they were down there. So I think that's going to be important for us as far as making sure that Bethune-Cookman isn't causing us to get more fouls than we want to, because they're pushing us in the half court and attacking the basket. We've got to be solid defensively there, and get stops without fouling, and then stopping their transition and not allowing them to turn us over in offense. The officials are trying to convince us that it's a quicker game. I don't know. I feel like it's so long. And that's mainly because you're so used to the 4-minute segments and playing in 4-minute segments. You're just used to, you're going to get that stop within a minute of that 4-minute time. And now it's not really certain. You're not really certain. You could go, our last 2 games, the first quarter, first period, we didn't get a break until under the 5-minute mark. So it was around about the 3 and the 2-minute marks before there was a good stoppage and a media timeout. And for us, it's not as crucial for us because we can go pretty deep in our bench, but we've got to be able to get people in and out a little quicker. So when I don't want to utilize the timeout to get people in and out, but at the same time, there are not really a lot of opportunities to shuffle people around in there. So trying to get used to that a little bit. But other than that, the timeouts seem to be the same as far as the length and halftime and all that other good stuff. It's just trying to get used to the flow and the pace of the game when you don't have those stoppages in the 4-minute periods. I think our posts are really trying to establish themselves. It's kind of new for them because we're going to run an inside-out game, whether it's through a pass or through a dribble. So even a lot of those points in the paint and points inside are from our guards just penetrating and attacking the basket. So we like that style of play. We like to get to the free throw line a little bit better, and that comes with our ball handling ability once we get it inside there. But we want to be stronger. We want to be tougher. We want to attack the basket. Isaiah is a gym rat. She comes in. She just wants to play, and I love her virgin innocence about the game right now. It's just, she just wants to do whatever she can on the floor. It's the way she's grown up her whole life, and sometimes you just wish that all your players would get back to their virgin selves as basketball players and let some of the other stuff go. It does not bother Rosia one little bit. If she makes a mistake on one side of it, she tries to play in the moment. And that's what we're trying to continue to get her to do, and attack the basket. She's pretty versatile. She's got a nice little pull-up jump shot. And for a freshman coming in, she gives us a lot of energy and a lot of newness. And Julia has been just spectacular for us coming off the bench as well. And that her versatility with her size and her ability to shoot the short-range jumper and put the ball on the floor, she's a tough matchup. And she's she's another one of those that she's from a program that's won. Both of them are from programs in high school that have won state championship after state championship. So they know how to win. They are winners. And the fact that they are so versatile doing it, it helps us because now Julia can do a little bit of everything, and she's like a matchup nightmare. She can take you inside and post you up and give a good solid post move and score over top of bigger kids, and she also can put the ball on the floor on the perimeter, which is nice to have. It's still a process. We still have a little ways to go. They're bought in, but my challenge now is when things get tough and they don't see, we're getting ready to go into a really tough section of our schedule. So when things get tough and adversity comes at us and they're not really seeing the successes right behind it, the immediate gratification age, what's going to happen? What kind of push are they going to have? Are they going to stick with the game plan? Are they going to stick with the process that we have going on? Well, only time will tell. I really pray that that's the case because it's actually working in our favor. It's going to take time to get exactly where we want to be, but we're going in the right direction. And mentally, our girls, I think, have let go of the pity party for themselves, so to speak. And I hate to put it that way, but they're not in that mentality. They're into the next. They're wanting something special. They're ready to go. They're ready to move forward. They're wanting to be something special coming out of this year at the end of it in March. That's what we talk about. We talk about the process, and where that process gets you going into conference tournament time.